Hold on, no, these man get 18%.
Who? UFC fighters?
Yeah.
Dana White's got the thing on smash, innit?
That's why you can make them more fight stuff, but no one's earning no fucking money, bro.
And notice that none of the UFC fighters are out there saying UFC's better than boxing. You know what I'm saying? Right, here we go. We're gonna jump into some of the questions, a little Q&A thing, Q&A section from some of the followers that have been supporting. Right, first one, Deadshot MMA. What is it about the jab that makes it the most important punch in boxing?
If you look at all the principles in boxing, timing, distance, rhythm, anything you can think of, the jab does it, innit? Whatever you want to establish yourself in the ring, you can give the jab, innit? You want to learn your distance, use the jab. You want to get that timing, the rhythm, control your opponent, give him something to think about, fake him, feint him, anything you want, you use the jab to do it.
Did you know that question was coming? You had that? No, that was a sick answer. If that weren't scripted, you're sick. If it was scripted, you're even better. That was sick.
I knew it was coming, and I had an answer in my head, and I completely lost it.
Sick. That, you know what? That's a very good question. I like that question. What is it about the jab that makes it the most important in boxing? For me, the fact I think that where it's also your lead hand, it's like your body, obviously, where you always side on, your weaker hand, you stand side on in boxing, so you use your weaker hand for the jab. And like, obviously, they call it a rangefinder, checking your distance. And a good jab should be effortless. It should just constantly pump it out there, feeling the guy out, using it as a weapon. But yeah, like you said, the range and that, everything, if you watch top fighters, once they land that jab, everything else, they can slip a little bit into the range to bring in their short hooks and uppercuts. They could obviously keep it a long range to bring in a straight right hand. The elite fighters will use that jab. They might just fall short with it to then bring in shots behind it, innit? But I think it's, for that side of it, just because it's the most simplest punch in boxing, and for that reason, I think it's the most effective.
And another thing as well, it's like, it's very hard to get away from a jab, you know?
Yeah.
People be surprised, innit? You think, even if you know when it's coming, it's actually very hard to get away from it, because it's such a fast punch as well.
And there's no tells. There's no tells from it. I've read somewhere they said Joe Lewis's jab was like having someone push a hot light bulb on your nose and then twist it. That's how it was explained. Someone said it was like, man would just bang it in your face, but that twist at the end, they say it would just be stinging your nose. And the thing is, when you're watching a boxing match, and a jab doesn't really seem so effective early on in the fight. It might only be a simple, it might even be a solid, effective jab, but the constant repetitiveness of it can be fucking effective. Boom, boom, boom. Let's move on. How am I gonna say this, bruv? Kaya Orge. Kayaorge. Fuck knows, but thank you for the questions and the support on the thing. If you could only have one promotion for all fighters, i.e. UFC or boxing, basically one promoter promoting the whole of combat sports, who you going with?
You go first or I go first?
You go first.
There's many promoters out there. There's Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Top Rank, Al Heyman, I guess. The number one out there will be Purist Promotions, coming very soon.
The only one that's
card,
needed.
coming very soon.
The best fighting the best at all times. I'm joking, but on a real one, if I had to pick, I'll pick Bob Arum.
Bob Arum?
Yeah. Because it's connected to the mob, innit?
Stay safe.
But I feel like with Bob Arum, when he has fighters in the same weight class, they will all fight. So even light heavyweight, he literally tried to make them all fight each other. And then Canelo came and said, give me your belt. But even now, he's trying to make his light heavyweights fight each other.
Yeah.
Like, he always tries to make his fighters fight each other. So that's why I got respect. What about you? You don't want to say Eddie, but you're thinking Eddie, innit?
Yeah, you know, it's hard to discriminate. But going back to one of the topics of conversation earlier on, in the sense that obviously Eddie's got the power at the moment, it seems, that take over boxing. But given what he's give us already in boxing, it's hard to see why. What makes you think he'll give us the exciting fights that you need, or just rather than the fights that just suit him?
In terms of a promoter, as in forget about the matchmaking, just pure promotion, it has to be Eddie, innit? Furthermore, let me just take a second out. Dana White, Snoop Dogg, he got his money.
Yeah.
He owes Snoop Dogg a lot of money. He got to get that back to him still.
Do you reckon that was a serious bet? 2 mil? 2 mil?
But he said, I've got $1 million for anyone who thinks Jake Paul's going
He
to
said
win.
it to Zab Judah, innit? On a thing.
And then, you know, he said after, it will be illegal for me to bet Snoop Dogg because he works for Chilla.
Nah.
Jake Paul coming out saying that he is the third highest paid. After Conor and Khabib, no UFC fighter has made more money on a
single
one
event.
night.
Yeah, I believe that.
If they actually made $1 million pay-per-view, then he's right, innit? But that's not even in terms of, I reckon MMA fights have made more revenue.
So he called out Dana White for saying on a tweet.
You don't pay them enough. If Dana paid the MMA fighters how boxers get paid, then it wouldn't be true.
They get paid 18%, I think, of.
Say again?
They get paid. No, they get paid 18%.
1/8
of, like, you know how the NFL pay 50% of their the total revenue. Yeah. They only pay 18%
for the main events.
No, for every overall for their fighters, their total wage bill is 18%, I think.
Of the whole bill.
Yeah, of their whole revenue, they're only paying 18%.
You know, basketballers. You said basketballers get 50%, and they're trying to negotiate higher.
Yeah, and no, NFL are trying to negotiate higher as well.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's trying to negotiate higher because that's what people watch it for.
But the UFC don't have anything to negotiate with. Like the fighters at the UFC, they're all individual fighters, so none of them can actually get into contracts.
Ain't no union, innit?
Next question.
Hold on, these men get 18%.
Who? UFC fighters?
Yeah.
Dana White's got the thing on smash, innit?
That's why you can make them more fight stuff, and no one's earning no fucking money, bro.
And notice that none of the UFC fighters are out there saying UFC's better than boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's all these fan base, innit? Conor Beacon. Is GGG too old to beat Andrade or Charlo now?
I think so.
You don't?
I think he's a bit too old.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Andrade. Andrade is question marks over.
Even I feel like even in GGG's peak, them man with his movement and speed, they would have given him trouble. So the fact that maybe he's getting a bit older, I feel like it's hard to say because has he been in the ring with anyone?
I reckon
recently.
Daniel Jacobs. If you compare them to Charlos and the Andrade, I don't think there's much of a difference.
Yeah.
The Charlos could be better than him.
Could be they're a bit more snap and a bit more because of the younger, hungrier coming up. So what are you saying? Yeah, you think so? Too old?
As in, I wouldn't pick him. In his prime, I'd have picked him. I'd have picked GGG. But now he's not in his prime. I'll probably pick Charlo. Andrade, I'm unsure about him only because he lacks power. But in terms of skills, I do think he's a better fighter. But because he lacks that power,
it makes a difference.
Golovkin walking you down for 12 rounds. Fuck that.
Who you gonna fight next? Or who you gonna fight, coach?
Huh?
Who you fighting on the bounce undercard?
I've been calling that one fighter, but he don't want no smoke, so I just left it.
It's a Jake Paul.
Who? Is that you calling that? You call that me? Oh.
Nah, I'm joking, bro.
Why am I back?
You know what, yeah? I used to call him out,
broke my back.
Spinal.
Then you know you come to that block workout, you done like a 20-minute skip on your own.
Yeah.
Then you done like 6 shadow and you was working hard.
I was in the zone.
And then you come down the pads. I'm not. That's from that moment. I knew I'm not fighting you.
Yeah, you didn't want it, cuz. I told you, 2-round wonder, cuz.
Alright, let me get one question. Yeah. Off the OKP asked, after Williams Andrade, what do you think is missing in the UK that prevents dominant fighters?
What do you think is missing from the UK that prevents dominant fighters? I think I don't think he's right in what he's saying. That what's he saying? The UK fighters ain't dominating the sport.
Yeah.
Basically, we can't go over to America and do the thing. He's talking shit, innit? Because we come over there and just pattern it up when we like, innit?
With Tyson Fury.
Bruv, don't at me. Don't put me on the spot, cause I'm trying to represent, cause I'm trying to ride that.
Like Kelbrook went over and stuff, but
no, I hear what you're saying. You know what I see again?
Whole,
again, the competitiveness, innit? The competitiveness. It's like just the competitiveness. I think you can at the moment it seems like the battle between the two biggest promoters in the country is just about making stars rather than making elite fighters, innit? 100%. But in America, you've got a lot more fighters out there where they have to, for them to become a star, they have to go through a lot of shit before they even get to that level. Look at Tio Lopez, man. You know what I mean? Before anyone really knew his name, it was only realistic. Obviously, in America, deep boxing fans knew about him, but it was only after the Lomachenko fight. But if you look at what he done before he even got to that Lomachenko fight,
so many fighters will never take on that Commie fight.
Yeah, come on. You know what I mean? Realistically, on paper, you could say Cormier was undefeated. He lost 2 close split decisions to both brothers in their back garden, one in America, one in Russia.
If I was a UK fighter, they literally wouldn't fight Cormier.
UK fighters didn't fight Cormier. The Eddie Hearn vacated Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell vacated. No, sorry. They asked Richie to vacate the Commonwealth so Luke Campbell could fight for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't want that smoke. Richie was based over it, but they didn't. They knew. You know what I mean?
Especially back then, Luke Campbell really wasn't ready.
Really wasn't ready. When you're getting punched up by Mendy. You know what I mean?
Was that the fight where oh shit.
So I think it was after he lost to Mendy. He needed to get him back on the title. He needs the ticket sellers, innit? So you need to have a belt on him. So I think he said, yeah, right, vacate. I think they might have tried to
pay him. Did they pay Richard?
I think they tried to give him some hush money, innit? Yeah, I don't know whether they did, what happened with that, but yeah.
Got a good question here from highwell.david. Will heavyweights always be the most popular weight in boxing?
100%.
Yeah. Sheer excitement. Why do we watch combat sports? For the excitement, innit? Where you going to get most excitement? When some big old dudes punching lumps at each other, innit?
You said it before, innit? It's like, when I watch sports, no matter what sport it is, I like to see things that I can't do. I couldn't even imagine doing, innit? You know, you can train a million times, you won't be able to do it, innit? I can't hit you with the force of a 250-pound man, innit? You know, you watch them little 5'3" guys, like I said, the size of a girlfriend. Fight.
5'3.5", I heard.
I don't know whose girlfriend, innit? It could be either one of you, but yeah. You see little guys, it's like, for example, when I met Loma in person, you know, you're looking from a distance, and every time he comes closer, you're looking further down and further down.
It's mad.
You know, shake his hand, you think, bro, can I? You just question yourself, like, can I beat him up? Obviously, you know, once you get in the ring, he's gonna knock me out.
What are you saying? You met Lomachenko?
I've had a long life before you man in boxing, innit? But
what are you saying? Am I still the best boxer you've ever met?
Oh, mate, I said seen fighting.
Yeah, but I thought, alright.
Seen fighting and meeting is 2 different things. I met Usyk on the same day, innit? Yeah, he'll touch you up.
My question to you then is: Do they split division? Because obviously in the fantasy conversation we're having with Tyson v Tyson, 5'10" against a 6 foot whatever.
But Tyson was 220 though.
Yeah. But are you gonna split it to 265 plus?
No, leave it how it is, man. Fuck that. I heard there's a weight class called Bridgerweight. First time I've ever mentioned it. I'm not here for it. I'm not gonna mention it ever again. I'm not here for it.
What are you saying? It don't exist on the podcast.
Nah,
it don't exist.
No need for it.
But going up, like if you even heavier people, because obviously like humans are gonna get bigger. So like you're gonna get lumps.
Who's getting bigger? The steroids are getting bigger.
Yeah, but they're gonna keep taking them.
What's getting bigger?
Steroids.
Allegedly.
Huh?
Allegedly.
Ain't no allegedly. All you niggas on steroids.